And welcome to another riveting episode of the Stacking Triggers podcast. My name is Bill, and by golly, there's a little red truck hauling a Christmas tree. Dan, how are you? And how's your week in Magic been?
That's fine. I'm fine. This week in Magic has not been a week in Magic, but before we talk about that, we have to talk about a very important thing that would be neglectful if we didn't talk about first. It's the Hasbro layoffs. So if you haven't heard, Hasbro is laying off 1,100 workers. Do we have a work percentage? Like, do we have a percentage of people that is to their business?
I do not.
Because it's not that big of a deal, but 1,100 people is a lot of people.
I believe it's 20. I think it's 20%.
20%? Oh my god!
I believe it's a 20% reduction in force. In the biz, they call it a riff to make you feel less bad.
Oh my god, that's a lot. That's a fuck ton, man. That's
It's 1,100 people. Number of employees, 5,600. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That was in 20. Yeah, that was 2021 stat was 5,600. So.
Okay, so we're going to assume they scaled up in that amount of time just a little bit to maybe 6K even. So even still, oh my god, that's wild.
Yeah, and Dan, you and I did a little digging before the end of the show, and this is total speculation, but we saw a big loss this year. Do you remember the number? He's like
the total swing from what was September 25th, 2022 to October 1st, 2023 was $363 million, or $364 million, which is a lot. And all of that is coming from we believe
it's coming from the sale of Entertainment One.
Yes,
which would have been their what's it called? Film and TV division.
Yeah. So if you go to their balance sheet, which somebody posted over on Reddit, you can see under costs and expenses, it says loss on assets held for sale. And you scroll over and you look at under October 1st, 2023, $473 million as compared to $23.1 million from the prior year, which is a huge fucking jump. $450 million that they...
That's a lot of doll hairs.
That's a lot. So they sold that division to Lionsgate, and part of me wants to think that some of these layoffs have to do with that in some way, shape, or form. If you have a film and TV division, and you have people who are working for that film and TV division, and it turns out you're no longer using them in that kind of capacity, goodbye. From a business sense, goodbye.
Yeah. So where we're going with this is we're thinking maybe some of the WotC staff that got hit, right? Especially some of the game designers on the Dungeons and Dragons side.
Yep.
Were somehow related to maybe the Baldur's Gate stuff that was coming out, or I'm sorry, not Baldur's Gate. The what is that movie that just came out that I didn't watch?
It's just Dungeons and Dragons.
It's just Dungeons and Dragons.
Sure,
Honor Among Thieves. Yeah,
Honor Among Thieves. Yes.
Yeah, I thought it took place in a specific campaign. That's why I think
it might have
fluttering there. But we think that possibly, again, this is speculation because we don't know, that these employees were somehow connected to those franchises outside of that.
Specifically the WotC employees, like the Hasbro employees.
Yes, exactly.
They just have you can't look. It's first of all, I want to say it sucks. 1,100 people
terrible.
losing their jobs.
We are not
sucks.
We are not justifying this move in any way. We're just trying to give the idea, what might have been happening behind the corpo's mind.
Because, I'll say this: should the C-suite have taken pay cuts first in order to help stave off some people from losing their jobs? Absolutely.
No. The capitalists say no.
The capitalists say no. I think it got posted recently again that when the Wii U was failing and losing Nintendo a bunch of money, Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto both took like significant pay cuts in order to prevent people from losing their jobs. Now, of course, it's Japan, and therefore there's like that honor system that they have, the honor culture that they have. So, completely different country, but like that's something I would expect. Anecdotally, my company that will remain nameless, but you could definitely find it if you know who I am. For COVID times, the entire executive suite took a 10% pay cut, and then also everybody lost their 401k match for a while, which like sucks. But like they specifically said, it was like, we want to make sure that all of our businesses, all of our people stay employed, and this is the way to do it. So like, do that. Take a pay cut. Everybody in the C-suite take a pay cut. 50%, something like that, and probably save about 100 jobs or so. Because like we're talking a $450 million loss, and I saw like their CEOs, only making $9 billion something, which like, man, I know people are like, wow, these guys need to take pay cuts to save these jobs. It's like, them taking a pay cut does not save all of these jobs.
So I want to say that the 9 million billion, whatever that number is, that's actually a bonus. That's not his pay.
Oh, well then, yeah, he should. Yeah. Well, they shouldn't have gotten that bonus then.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was a bonus for, and I think that's what a lot of people are upset about. Is that
they should not have gotten the bonus at all.
I think it was at the end of October, which would have been the same month of their earnings report where all these bad numbers came out of.
Yeah.
That's when they announced this bonus for this CEO.
And
it's just bad.
And the other thing to note too is that revenues dropped by $175 million as well. Which let me tell you something. If you're making less money and you're losing more money, boy, you have a recipe for disaster.
Oh yeah, looking at the numbers year over year, wait, hold on.
It's 170 million.
170 million. I'm looking at the net revenues.
Yes, that's what I was looking at too. It's 170 million dip.
I'm seeing I see it go up.
Yeah, Bill, what comes first? Is it 2023 and then 2022 comes second?
I'm sorry, it's because they changed their earning quarters. Sorry, that's what's throwing me off.
Yeah, net revenues decreased year over year, which is
yes,
bad. That's very bad when your company can't bring in any money in the first place, and then it's just like hemorrhaging it to the point where they have to sell off a division for a loss, just to kind of stay afloat, because that's like they can amortize that loss and like
save on tax monies.
Like, if they're doing that, they are hemorrhaging. So
man, their quarter end year over year. I'm doing it air quotes because it's October 1st, 23 to September 25th, 22.
Yes, we're going to call it a year over year.
Yeah, we're going to call it year over year. The quarter end doesn't look terrible. Like, it's a little bit of a loss compared to the 9-month end over end.
Yeah, well, no, because net revenue for 9 months ended is let me see, is that 300? No, that is $460 million decrease in net revenue.
I'm looking at the very first line. Is that what you're looking at?
Yes, net revenues. Because
I'm saying quarter end, not 9-month end.
Well, I'm comparing both. Because I was talking for quarter end, it's a dip of $170 million.
Right.
In net revenue. For the 9 months ended, it's a dip of
A lot more.
$460 or $460 million.
Yeah. Yeah. They cut off a lot of zeros on these reports, and it makes it look not that bad.
Well, I mean, also it does say up at the top, millions of dollars except per share data. So that's how you read. That's how you read these balance sheets as an accountant.
Which I am not.
You're not, but like
I
the
pretend
other thing
to be
too.
one.
Also, is that the 9-month ended total operating loss is $340 million, which means that this quarter is over half of the losses that the company has eaten this year.
Yep.
That's horrendous.
That's a lot.
That's terrible.
That's awful.
Like, I don't know. Hasbro's in trouble.
We should start a company. We could definitely do better.
We can definitely do better than that. But like, yeah, we can lose $4. If we lose $4, we're infinitely better than Hasbro. That's how that works, right?
Right. Yeah. $4 of our $2 sales.
So yeah, Hasbro's in trouble. Is Hasbro? I'm trying to think too. Is Hasbro also the people who do Clue, the game?
Possibly. Who owns Clue?
Board game?
I think so. That would make sense.
It would make sense. It is Hasbro. Okay, so the reason why I asked that is because currently Ravnica Remastered and Murders at Karlov Manor are happening, and they're doing a Clue edition of Murders at Karlov Manor. No one knows what the fuck that means.
Shameless plug.
I mean, yes, but like, I'm wondering how much more of their own properties they're going to attempt to leverage with this, because like, for instance, my family has had a board game, like the game of Clue, for like 20 years at least. And we've had the same one. We're not going out and buying a new fucking Clue every year because we have a board game that's just fine.
Yeah, fun fact, they also own the rights to Transformers.
It's a Transformer.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's a Transformer. Yeah, so they've already been doing this, Dan.
Oh, I know. But I mean, like, they're going to keep going and keep going.
Clue is starting to get a little bit to the space of, like, okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense to put it here.
I can't wait for Connect 4.
Connect 4 cards? Well, it'd be a 3-card secret layer, right? Like, maybe 4? Oh, man, and Hasbro owns Nerf, don't they? And they did the Nerf lightning bolt. I think they own Nerf or nothing.
Maybe. It's a great question. Previous owner.
It's Hasbro.
Yeah, it's Hasbro. Yeah, so get ready for oh my god, you know what Nerf they should do with Nerf is make like fucking dual discs like from Yu-Gi-Oh, but like for Magic.
No.
But yeah, the layoffs are fucking terrible. A lot of people, is there a good chunk of people got laid off from Wizards of the Coast, including people from the Magic the Gathering side, and to me that's like asinine because like that's the part of the company that works.
Yeah, exactly. Like even if they were tied to those properties, you can repurpose those people, to leverage and bring more money in, right? Like your schedule of crap coming out for Magic is insane. You are going to be fine if you put them onto a different team.
Yeah, you're telling me you don't need more people in the design space to continue to design your secret lairs for Secret Lair Battleship, for fucking Secret Lair Boggle, fucking Secret Lair Don't Wake Daddy,
Secret Lair Operation.
Oh my god, perfect. But like, you know what I mean? Like, like multiple people were let go from the design team. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's very odd that they were, and like we speculated, like the only reason is that they were more heavily tied to that entertainment division.
Yeah.
What's odd too, They own Battleship. They made was this the same company that made the Battleship movie that E1?
E1?
Yeah, Entertainment One. Did they make the
Entertainment
Battleship movie
One.
that was horrendous?
Oh, I love the Battleship movie. It's so bad. Productions, films. Dan is looking. Oh, they made Looper. The fuck's Battleship?
I need to see Looper still, but
Carol.
That's not what this is about.
Oh, I know. I'm just remarking it like some of these games. 1917? Fucking what?
They've had some bangers.
They've had some bangers. Why are you getting rid of these guys?
Yeah. 1917 was awesome.
The creator. Transformers 1. The Fablemans. Oh, some of these are distribution only projects, though. Yeah,
Battleship
I'm looking at it. It's like
I'm just looking for.
Yeah, some of these are just co-productions or distribution only kind of deals.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
production companies. Okay, production companies. Hasbro Studios, Film 44, and Bluegrass for Battleship. So it wasn't Entertainment One, but it was probably heavily. This is also. Holy shit! I am old. This released in April or May of 2012. Holy fuck!
Sure did. Corey and I went to go see that in theaters.
God damn. I am goddamn old.
Liam Neeson did not say the phrase, "You just sank my battleship," which was the only reason we went to go see the movie.
We have derailed.
It's fine. Let's get on with it. But like again, these suck. Yeah. Anytime there's layoffs, it sucks. Our thoughts go out to people who are dealing with this. Yes, you're going to get a nice severance, but like also you have no idea where you're going to work next.
That's the
hardest part.
You probably also have a very good chance at just becoming a creator.
Yeah, just Paul Cheon got laid off, and he has a great chance of becoming a creator and just running with that because it's Paul Cheon. Yeah. Paul Cheon's great.
I'm not good with names, but yeah, like these people are probably going to be okay.
Just go to One Piece. It's fine.
Speaking of
One Piece, let's talk about Dance Fortnight Magic. Dance Fortnight Magic has been Dance Fortnight in One Piece. I will say I did play a little bit of Standard on Arena. Boy, I still just hate the Arena system because, like, if you drop off at any point at any time and try to get back into it, the amount of wild cards you need to get are insane in order to catch back up to be able to compete in the Standard space. I think that sucks a lot. I think spending $10 to get 4 rare wild cards when those are the cards you need the most are like that whole economy system is problematic. And again, how are you laying off these people when you're just stealing from your customers?
You're just milking the fan base.
Yeah. They're digital cards. Why does it matter? Just make it like 50 wild cards for like $50. If it was 50 wild cards for $50,
$1 a rare, I would be happy to pay.
You know what that is? That's bulk rare prices at your local game store.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
At this price, it's cheaper to play in paper.
Yes. 100%. If you're starting to play Magic the Gathering right now on Arena, and you went to go build like, I don't know, what's an expense like fucking I guess the
top tier deck is the Esper Control.
Okay. And how many rare and mythics are in that?
Yep. That is 11 mythic, 43 rares, 10 common, and 10 uncommon.
Okay, so and then how much is that in dollar amount for tabletop?
$550.
Jesus fucking Christ! What are you talking about with standard prices, man? It's a standard deck.
Okay, so it does run 2 Shieldreds.
Yeah, Shieldreds is $100 right now.
2 Shieldreds is $150.
Oh, I thought Shieldred by itself was $100.
That is a certain version. Hold on.
Yeah, because I hear
Which
the
version?
phrase "Shieldred is $100" multiple times in Twitch chat, and I just kind of believe them.
They are lying.
Okay,
First of all, it's the cheapest version, 75
okay,
in paper.
that's about right.
Yeah.
But okay, so like
yeah.
extreme example there, not like not it. But like I don't know, go look up like a mono red deck. Like, what's the mono red deck look like?
Oh god. So that's probably not a great example, but mono red aggro, 4 mythic, 19 rare, 26 uncommon, 8 common, $66.
All right, so yeah, because like 4 mythics I think is actually $15 on Magic Arena.
Are you what?
I think so. I could be. I was looking at it earlier this week.
No, they can't be more.
Yeah, I think they're more. But like that's to me the arena economy is so broken, and I just don't want to play standard there. Also, I built like a budget standard deck, and I didn't have any fun with it. I was just like, I hate this format so goddamn much. I don't want to play, and I don't want to try to grind wild cards for decks I actually do want to play.
Yeah, but don't you have your mono white pioneer?
Oh, I sure do. I just don't want to play it. Like that made me not like that whole experience made me not want to play. And not only that, but now I need Get Loss, and those are rares.
That's a rare, yeah.
And
that's like, an odd one to put at rare to me, but
and it's like, what the fuck do you want me to do with that? Like that's why Ossification was great. It was an uncommon, and we were like, cool, we'll just slam this uncommon in there. Great, thank you, Wizards.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I get that. Like I'm debating, like, should I just play standard on MTGO? Like I've been playing everything else, because
one,
I can just rent the decks for $18 a week, and switch the deck out as many times as I want.
Yep.
But also, like, it lets me kind of hone in on exactly what I want to play, because you and I, we're going to Magic Con Chicago, and they have the standard open.
Yep. $75,000 in prizes.
1,500 player cap.
So be signed up for that before you go.
3 days.
Sign up for it. Sign up for it now if you can.
Yeah, I'm probably going to. But it'll be a 3-day event, by the way, which to me is crazy.
So yeah, well, that's like my main problem is like I need to get into standard to play in that event, and boy, arena, when you just walk away from it for months at a time and then come back and it's just like you can't play anything. It's like, oh great, thanks.
It feels bad.
Yeah. So instead, I played a bunch of One Piece, and I went recently because there was like a couple store tournaments, and then like a locals, which was also treated like a store tournament. I went 3-1, 2-2, and then 4-0, which like great.
Nice.
The 3-1, I played in this order: the 4th place player, the 5th place player, the 1st place player, and the person who wound up being the 8th place player in my win-in. I got 2nd overall, and I'm like, I better have fucking gotten 2nd for playing 1st, 4th, 5th, and 8th.
Out of how many?
It was like 16. So like,
okay,
but even still, like that's like
that's good. That's good distribution.
That's fucking crazy. The people I was playing.
You're playing the cream of the crop.
Yeah, fucking everyone was 3-1 except for 8th place, who was 2-2, who only was 2-2 because I beat them to go 3-1. Well, and the 1st place also went 4-0. But like the point is like I just fucking faced like all the good players, like everyone who was running hot that day. I played them. And I was like, what the fuck, man?
That's crazy.
It was a very hard day.
I could imagine.
But yeah, outside of that, like that's the only kind of tournament. Like I'm not going to talk about the games because like it's One Piece, and unless people want to hear about One Piece, I doubt that. But yeah, it was like One Piece is fun. I'm enjoying it, although I have probably played it a little too much because like there's this online simulator, and boy, I just cannot win on that thing. I don't know what's going on. Like, I was hot in paper all week, and then I go onto the online sim, and I just get fucking smoked by everybody. It's like, what happened here? So,
maybe it's the draws.
I mean, maybe, but there's like, I've lost probably like the last 15 games on the sim.
Or people are hacking.
Yeah, it's definitely hacking.
It's
There's
hacking.
no way I'm this bad. But like, I have a tournament paper on Sunday, and I want to do well in that, which is why I was playing on the sim. But now I'm like, maybe I should just stop playing on the sim, so I don't.
You should probably just goldfish.
Oh, I do. I sit there and just like shuffle up and like play the game a little bit. But like, yeah, I need to win. I want to win this tournament on Sunday because I just do.
What do you get? What do you get if you win?
Oh, that's actually the cool thing about One Piece is like the prizes are the prize support from Bandai is infinitely better than the prize support from WotC. Because like, say what you will about like all the cool stuff, like, oh, you get like a Dark Confidant, and oh, you get a Cauldron Familiar, and oh, you get this Death Shadow. Fuck that, who cares? You get promo packs, and then the winners get like, well, yes, but like it's one of 4 cards, and you get a winner's pack. Now the winner's pack is just everything that's in the promo pack. However, it has more detail in the art, and it also has a winner's stamp. So let me show you, because for the 4-0, I got a winner's stamp card.
Nice. That would be really nice to start seeing from WotC. Like, on your F&M. I'm going to say that looks amazing.
It is
because
amazing.
Your internet is terrible, and I can't properly appreciate this.
Everyone on the YouTube video will see it fine. Bill just can't see it because my internet's so fucking bad. But yeah, I like the whole thing because like not only that, but like the promo packs are typically good and useful cards, and when they give out enough packs to stores, you actually can get full play sets of all of these cards, and
that's
the
insane.
art is way better than what the original printings were in the first place too. So yeah, I'm happy about that. That's a cool thing that I think Wizards could do more of, is just more prize support for like F&M or something.
Better prize support.
Yes. And then also there's an online regional in February that I gotta be online at 12-4.
On the simulator that you keep losing in?
No, just on their website. Like, but of course, that's also the same time the fucking tournament starts on in paper. So I'm gonna be like sitting there on my phone, like refreshing, being like, "All right, I'm gonna deal with this. I'm gonna try to register for this fucking treasure cup."
To register. Damn, nice. Okay,
yeah, because people are fucking psychopaths, and will just do exactly what I'm doing. So I want to also join the club, but. That's something I think Wizards could use more of, and I guess they do that with the Arena Open and the mock challenges. Is like, oh hey, we're gonna just fucking put on a tournament here. I hope everyone has fun. Hope everyone can get in.
Yeah. The Arena Open I think is pretty good because they usually like the day before they'll have a different event to get into it that you could just like keep trying. Like you have to just like 5-0 it, or not 5-0, but like I think it's like 8 matches in a row you have to win or something
like that. So 7. It's 7. But
it's 7. Yeah,
but yeah, like the Arena Opens are cool. Like I guess Wizards does do that. It's just a different way.
They do it different.
Bandai, please get an official client for the love of God.
That would be probably beneficial for Bandai, because I know too doesn't Bandai also have a couple other card games?
They have the Digimon TC, they have the Dragon Ball TCG.
I know Dragon Ball's pretty popular at my old game store.
Yeah, Digimon's relatively popular, though it's not as popular in my area. Currently, One Piece is actually outperforming Magic in the area. Modern on Wednesday, 7 people showed up for it, which is wild to me.
Because the RC season's done and it's the holidays,
I guess. But like One Piece, fucking 22 people showed up on Tuesday. So reminder,
Well,
Dan got first place out of 22 people at the local game store.
maybe Magic's not your calling.
Maybe it's not.
I mean, you can still stack triggers in one piece.
That's true. There is a trigger on cards, so you can do that. But like, no, I'm gonna play Magic. It's just like, One Piece is interesting right now and different. And
yeah,
once I get sick of that game, I might go back to Magic.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, right? Like, so you and I have this thing that we do every couple of weeks, anyways, to kind of keep you in Magic, in the loop, even if you're not like fully competitive or as invested with your time in it, which is fine.
Maybe I should have if I played more of Scam during the RCQ season, I think I would have been more invested.
That's true too. Yeah,
just winning all the time.
Yeah. Speaking, I wish you would have gone last because that would have been a good transition.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm going to go and, if you don't mind, talk about my week in Magic.
Yes.
Or my fortnight in Magic. I have actually not made a lot of content, not played a ton of Magic, because that's what I did for the Modern RC season. And I only went and did like 1 or 2 Modern RCQs, and I felt burnt out and gross and just terrible. But what I did do this past Saturday, because we're recording this on like the 15th of December. So on the 9th of December, I went to Eternal Weekend and played in the NA Legacy Championships. Holy man, that's a lot of people in that tournament.
Yeah, what was that, 945?
996.
996. Yeah, because Card Titan did this stupid thing where they're like, hey, it's the week of, we're upping the cap. And it's like, cool.
Yeah, they hit the cap. The cap was 750. And they hit the cap, I think, a week before. And it took them till they were actually on site.
I thought it was 950 for the cap originally.
You're right. It was 950. Sorry. Brain doing brain things. But yeah, it wasn't until they were actually at the venue till they got it upped, right? So I think they upped it Tuesday or Wednesday of the week of. And then it shot up to over 1,000 people. And then a bunch of people dropped off like the day before.
Yeah, the new cap was 1045. And I'm like, yeah, that's a weird cap, but sure.
I think it had to do with number of rounds.
That might be true.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think after 1045, they would have needed to do more than 11 rounds, which would have eaten up the top 8s for both Legacy and Vintage, because both top 8s needed to be played on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went. It was a fantastic experience. I ended up 582nd. So half. But I'm trying to get myself into a different mindset with Magic. It's about becoming better, not being the best at that time.
Sounds like real loser talk.
Listen here, buddy. Listen, about round 3, I was 0-3, and I was really down on myself. So I had to have a real talking to myself. I'm going to go over all of this more in a separate video on the tournament breakdowns. But the biggest thing, though, I wanted to call out is it was fantastic and fun after my round 3 talking to. Like, I just totally had a different mindset and just had a lot more fun.
Yeah, I'll say this because on I think it was Saturday, there's a 10-year-old who plays One Piece at the store, and he went like 1-3 during the tournament, and his dad, I beat, like he goes with his dad, and we play, like they go every Tuesday, and there's the tournaments, and it's like a real nice father-son bonding activity. Yeah. Well, the son loses, and then I beat the dad to go 3-1, and the dad is 2-2, and the kid's like, oh, well, why did we come? We didn't even get packs. And it's like, that's not. I just looked at him like, that's not the mentality you want to take here. Because also the thing you need to remember too is that, and he was also talking about like, I always just lose, and it's like, well, here's the thing: you're winning 50.1% of your matches. You're an above average player,
Right?
like you're doing great. And also remember, you're 10, playing people who are much older than you, and you're taking games off of them. So
Right.
like you got to put a lot of stuff in perspective. If you want to get
Yeah.
better, you can. There are definitely ways to get better without just playing. But like you gotta have that mentality to want to get better and not just be like, I lost. Why am I playing this game?
Yeah. Yeah. That's something too. Because like before a day or two before the tournament, I watched Thraben use like he released a video the week of with kind of like goal setting and expectation setting. And he put into perspective for me too that even the pros will win about 56% of their games.
Mm-hmm.
They also do not win every game.
Yeah.
And so like, and that's just reported, right? That's just what's reported by them,
Right.
right? In their prep and practice, they probably lose a ton. But it's what they take away from those losses that's probably what's pushing them over.
Yeah. That's the problem currently with Magic culture and really TCG culture in general, is that people really only ever post their successes. Like, how often do you see someone like tweeting out? Like, I see Mengu do it like when he plays in bigger tournaments where he goes like, "Yo, I went 2-3 drop and went to play side events." Like he'll post that.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah. Which is fantastic that he does that.
I don't see very many people do that at all outside of him. And that's a problem because like it just becomes like this big echo chamber that like it seems like everybody's doing better than you all the time.
Yeah.
And that's just not true.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was like something like thinking about that statistic that, you know, the pros win only 56% of the time.
Up to, yeah.
Like that, or up to 56% of the time. That really kind of like got me over that kind of mental block I had. And I actually went on a tear after that and won 3 games right in a row.
Right.
One of them being one of the bigger decks represented, which was Boros Initiative. Right. So
ooh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like it wasn't just like I was playing against like poor decks, right? Well, one of them was Burn, and I felt kind of bad for the guy, but at the same time, he's like, "Yeah, I just picked this up because it was cheap, and I'm really a modern player, and I just love coming to like big Magic events." And I was like, "Good for you."
I'm a little sad that you didn't take your 5-0 burn list that you had that one time.
Yeah, So what ended up happening with that is I did run it a couple more times, and I could not push through. I could not push through a single win.
Interesting.
So that was like I just had all the right matchups at the right time.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do the 5-0 burn list. But to talk a little bit more just about Eternal Weekend, and then I'll be done with my weekend Magic. There was a little bit of controversy, not controversy, but ruffling of feathers, I should say, because the number one person, TK, what's his, I don't know, TK was the champion. He was running Beanstalk Control, and his version was running Triumph of Saint Catherine.
Yeah,
Saint Catherine, and that card is not available digitally because of copyright issues.
Correct.
So I don't know how he play tested this or where he play tested it, if he play tested it at all, but that's what kept a lot of other people off of this card, is they were not able to play test it online.
Yeah. I brought it up maybe a couple episodes ago where I'm like, yeah, Legacy's cool. Like, my example was like the Doctor Who deck. Like, oh, you could run like a fucking Legacy Doctor deck, and it might be the most broken thing you've ever seen in paper, but you're never gonna see it on an MTGO because they're not gonna put the cards there.
Yeah. So this Triumph of Saint Catherine was the Warhammer 40K.
Yep.
Was the set it came out in, and it's 4 and a white creature, human warrior with lifelink with some magical keyword that says whenever this creature dies, exile it and the top 6 cards of your library in a face down pile. If you do, shuffle that pile and put it back on top of your library. Miracle 1 and a white. So you get a 5/5 with, you have the potential to get a 5/5 with lifelink for 1 and a white. Now, in decks in Legacy, you will often run things such as Ponder or Brainstorm to set the top of your library.
You sure will.
So 5 cards, and you tuck this one card under, and you ponder. You are set to
not only that, but you're plussing off of it too because you have Beanstalk.
Right, that too, because it's a 5 cost, but you're only paying 2 for it, so you Beanstalk as well. You're right.
That's
a 5/5 in Legacy is big, by the way.
I'm gonna say it. I think Miracle is the correct way to be playing with Beanstalk, because it actually requires you to manipulate your deck. It requires other cards for you to manipulate, as opposed to just being like, it's a 5/5. It's a 5 mana fucking 3/2 that exiles a thing, and now I draw a million cards.
Yeah, he was running 3 of these, so he saw them almost every game at that rate. But that's a fantastic tactic to use with this card.
Yep.
I think he's the only one that was running it in the deck. Yeah. So, because there were a bunch of other Beanstalk control decks, Bosch and Roll was running one as well. He just didn't get it as well. Yeah, he didn't do it as well. He dropped down to, I think, 56th place after 2 loss. Yeah. He was in the top. He was, what is it? He was 8-1 going into round 10. Lost round 10 and 11, I think. For an 8-3. It was either an 8-3 or a 9-2 finish, but that kicked him out of the top 8, and he had to go play a Legacy top 8 anyway.
I don't know. It comes back to this whole thing, and also why like you and I bought an extra set of all the 40K decks. Because
I sold mine.
I know you did, but like I'm diamond hands. But like that whole copyright thing is why I'm like, well, these are going to be worth something eventually, because like, at what point are they going to reprint these? And
there's the potential
Games Workshop going to be fine with it.
Yeah. Also, like, a lot of people are saying, like, well, to get around it, why don't you just make a digital only version? Well, first of all, that really sucks, because as of right now, well, actually, no, it doesn't, because they implemented Sticker Goblin or whatever in a different way than in paper. So
yes,
they already broke parity with paper with this card. So
I mean, I'm fine with them like being like fucking Triumph of Saint Soren or fucking whatever, just pick a name within Magic the Gathering and just put them in universe or something.
But you don't know if in the contract that Games Workshop signed, if all effects on the cards that were not specific to like other magic effects like Menace or Lifelink or whatever are also part of that deal. You don't know that. Right? So like this, when it gets exiled or when it dies, exile the top 6, if that ability is somehow locked in contract, which it could be, we don't know.
Yeah.
That would put a wrench in it also.
Well, then what this now means, because to me, at some point, something needs to happen to where the paper and online formats are the same. You just ban these cards.
Yeah, that's
just
probably
ban these
what
cards in
needs to
Legacy.
happen. Yeah, that's probably
Sorry.
what needs to happen. Yeah.
Like that sucks for people who own them, and the prices are going to drop precipitously after this banning. But like, to me, if I can't play the game the same way in paper and online, you got to fix it. You have your mouth covered for some reason.
Yep, I just looked at the price.
Yeah, did it shoot up
until the champion. Oh yeah, up until the championship, it was $18.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's $25. And that's for the normal version. The foil version,
ooh, Surge foil, probably over 100.
122.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because the Surge foil deck was like crazy expensive.
They were double the price,
at least. Yes.
No, I remember because I was floating between getting the Surge foil or not. Should have gotten the Surge foil.
Yeah, it should have been. Yeah, the extra playset should have been the Surge foil version. But
yep,
it is what it is.
But yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was the bit of controversy / feather rustling. But overall, great tournament. I learned a lot. Just with myself and how I played. It was my first time keeping paper notes on everything.
No. Oh God!
Yeah.
Your first time?
Yeah, my first time. I did really bad at tracking life totals at one point because I was so upset.
Bill, come on.
Yeah, well, it's whatever. But yeah, it was fun. I'll post a video and link it to this video somehow, or have this video linked to it somehow.
Sure. All
right, Dan. Last topic, we have LMS Barcelona and the rise of Rakdos.
Yeah, boy, Rakdos is back. It says everybody on the internet without actually understanding any context, or people just wanting to clickbait. So, top 8 in at LMS Barcelona had Temur Rhinos, Amulet Titan, Living End, Rakdos Midrange, Living End, Golgari Yawgmoth, Is It Murktide? Things to note: Rhinos was the most popular deck in the format. It had, I want to say, 12% for just the Temur version, and another 4% for the 4-color version. Roughly 16% of the meta. Living End made up another portion of the meta. Oh, yep, here we go. It is, that's not what I want. I want percent of the field, please. Oh my God. Okay, Temur Rhinos, okay, I lied. Temur Rhinos, 14%. Is It Murktide? 10%. Tron, 9%. Yawgmoth, 8%. Amulet Titan, 6.5%. Living End, 5.5%. And then let me see if there was because there's another Rhinos variant. Maybe
what day was the tournament?
I posted. I gave you the link in Discord, so you can just.
Oh, right. You gave me it was a Saturday.
Sure was a Saturday, but
it was not.
So you go all through that stuff and you're like, huh, interesting. So you're telling me this Rakdos midrange deck was not popular. That is correct. Rakdos midrange was there were 4 fucking players on Rakdos midrange. One of them made it to top 8 and eventually won the tournament. And I see, I get it. Yeah. We all got to get in our jokes. Oh, this was, the whole Fury ban was to try to curb Rakdos and blah, blah, blah. Yes. And guess what? Do you know what isn't 20% of the meta? 0.58% of the meta, which is what Rakdos midrange was. So guess what?
Right.
The fucking ban list was successful. We did it.
And guess what? Looking at the 2-week statistics since the ban, Rakdos Evoke is overall 2.7%. And that's between MTGO leagues and all other events.
Boy, what a successful ban list this was. I can't even describe how good of a ban it was.
This was the number 1 deck, and now it's the whole way down in tier 2.
Yep.
With percent of decks being 80, or number of decks being 84 over the last 2 weeks.
People wanted to call it a tier 0 deck. Okay, so if it's tier 0 and drops 2 whole tiers.
Right.
Huh. I wonder if that was good. Yeah. A good banning or not.
Yeah, in perspective, this was a fantastic ban. That person just came ready for the meta that they were going to be playing against, and they just crushed it.
Yeah, she did. It was a woman who won the tournament, which is fantastic. I want to just say that we need more women playing Magic the Gathering, period.
We do.
More women playing card games in general. So, like, anytime a woman can, like, win or top an event, I am very happy.
Yeah. I was happy about the TK guy because he's out as a homosexual man, calls himself a bear. But, like, I'm glad we're seeing diversity.
Yeah. Because guess what? To reach more people, you need to be more inclusive. Not everyone is a straight white dude, like we are. You know,
No,
sorry, this doesn't happen. So we need more people of, you know, different races, different sexual orientations, different heritages, everything. We want as many people playing this fantastic game as possible. So when you have a woman win a very large event, that can inspire other women to get into the game. Now, of course, you have fucking weirdos who are weirdos.
That's true. Very weird.
Who will probably try to ruin that and likely succeed with some women in particular. But like, I was happy about that. But so the deck itself, it scrapped Fury, obviously, and a couple other cards. She still kept 4 Not Dead After All, and brought in 2 Molten Collapse, 2 Lightning Bolt, 2 Fatal. It was 2 Lightning Bolt, 2 Fatal Push, a Kolaghan's Command, Malakir Rebirth to replace an Undying Evil, and then also into the main board came Seasoned Pyromancer and Shieldred. So it was like a little like shuffling around of everything to make it more of that mid-range build, you know, make it actually Rakdos mid-range, but also having like the high-end aggro play of, you know, turn 1 Grief Undying effect.
Yeah. And she went down how many? She only did what? 4 Not Dead After All?
4 Not Dead After All, 1 Malakir Rebirth, 20 lands.
Nice.
Molten Collapse, 2 Molten Collapse, 1 Terminate, 2 Fatal Push, 2 Lightning Bolt, 1 Kolaghan's Command. So a lot more removal based in order to actually get to like your 4 mana turn where you can just hard cast a Grief, or you can just hard cast that one of Shieldred, or you get like your Seasoned Pyromancer down, or your Fable of the Mirror Breaker on turn 3. So like, I think it's It reminds me a lot of like the Rakdos mid-range deck in Pioneer. Obviously, fewer Shieldred, and overall better threat density.
Threat density on this one is very high.
Yeah,
I've seen very annoying cards that people were probably not prepared to see.
Yeah, because like the number 1 deck in the format was Rakdos Scam, and then you ban out a card, so you expect to see, you know, less Orcish Bowmaster, less Davi Voidwalker, less Grief. Ragavan's probably going to stay about the same because Murktide plays it, and I'm sure there's other decks in the format that can also abuse Ragavan. You're probably seeing less Fable because like the reason Murktide was playing that was because it was good into the Scam matchup. So. Yeah, I think it was just a good meta call from her. Mary Louise Garcia. Mary Louise Garcia. I can't. I'm butchering that. I know for a fact. But
sorry.
But like, good meta call. Considering that nobody was likely ready for Rakdos Scam. Now I'm sure play percentages are picking up.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Seeing the engineer explosives in the sideboard is interesting. Oh, I guess you played that on 0 for Rhinos.
Yeah, that's been in there the entire time.
Well, that might be. I just don't see it often.
Yeah, because you don't play Rhinos or Creativity.
Yeah. I know. I get it.
And then, so Living End with 3 spots in the top 8, that is kind of to be expected because when you have a meta game that's dominated by Rhinos, Living End is the one that wins that matchup the most. Like between Team Rhinos and Living End beats Rhinos like a lot. So the meta making a meta call to play Living End in that meta is pretty good. Yawgmoth, we expected to be a top tier deck. Same thing with Amulet Titan. With no Fury around, now they can do whatever.
Yawgmoth is actually number 1 for the past 2 weeks.
Yep, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Difficult deck, though, I feel, although I could be overestimating it based off of my lack of experience playing the deck. And then Murktide, because, boy.
Murktide.
I actually follow everybody on that who was on like Team Murktide, because it was like Andrea Piemonte, Andrea Mengucci, Michael Kundengraber. They all basically came with like the same 70 of 75. All of them were playing Ledger Shredder. Sad. All of them were playing 4 copies of Ledger Shredder for the Cascade matchup, because like free little connive right there to do that.
Yep.
It's an interesting meta. Of course, this is like probably our big Modern tournament for a while.
Yeah, Modern's kind of dying down now.
Yeah,
we might see. Well, see, there's the DreamHack this weekend,
which is Pioneer.
Which is right. That's Pioneer, but the side events. I don't know what their side events are going to be.
I don't think side events really matter, because like you're getting people who either scrubbed out from the main event or who are just showing up to play those side events, which means they likely didn't qualify for Pioneer in the first place, which means they're potentially not of as high of quality for an RC player as, you know. I'm trying to think, like, when's the next Apex event?
I think they do one every quarter.
Yeah, so like likely nothing until next year.
They just did their legacy stuff. But yeah, it's probably going to be Q1 next year.
Yeah, so like this is unfortunately going to be the tournament that people are going to quote and be like, "Oh man, our format's still ruined. Rakdos is the best." And it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, like unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch a lot of like Spike play during the week because of just end of year stuff. But the little bit that I did watch, I did not see a lot of Rakdos like he was getting. So
yeah, like it's with him, he was building his decks like, oh, if I can't beat Scam, then maybe the deck's not very good. And now it's just like, who gives a fuck? It's Scam.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
But
yeah,
I don't want people to take this too seriously. It's one fucking tournament.
Yeah.
And people like complaining about Scam. Oh, Grief should have been the one to go. And maybe that's true. Maybe Grief does need to go, because I mean, three Living End in the top 8. That's a card they use a lot as Grief to help pave the way for a pretty good, Living End turn. But like, man, it's one fucking tournament. Like, let's not set off every alarm in WotC's basement for the ban list and be like, oh, we got to fix the format.
Yeah. This is. I feel it's in a good spot. Well, I'm not going to say good. Spot. It's in a better spot than what it was. Yawgmoth has right now filled the void. I don't think that's going to stick for very long, right? Because we're 2 weeks out from the ban announcement. People are still getting their footing. We're coming off of the RC season for Modern. So you're not going to be seeing as much play. So the things are going to level out. It's going to be okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be like a ban watch list, but like ban watch list, Violent Outburst. Maybe that's what we should be talking about more than anything else. Maybe Speed Cascade is not where we want to be in a format. But hey, that's just this guy's opinion.
That's just that guy's opinion. Yeah. Instant Speed Cascade, I think, is pretty gnarly.
Because like I'm just going
It lets
to
it
very briefly
it
mention
all right.
very briefly this interaction, because this is the way instant speed cascade goes. Your opponent goes violent outburst in your upkeep. You then go, okay, well, I have like 2 mana to play, so I'm going to go like spell pierce. And your opponent goes, cool, force of negation. And you're just like, well, shit. Like that's bad. That's very bad. But
Yeah.
that's another story for another time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think I agree with you 100%. Also, it was a tournament of how many people again?
700 something? It was 702.
702. That sounds like a lot, right? But when you think about it, that's how many rounds. That's not a lot of statistical data.
Right. It's one turn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, I'm sure there's an easy way to do the math, but like,
it was 15 rounds.
15 rounds, so 350, roughly 350 matches per round.
Yeah.
This is bad math. It's 5,250 matches.
Right.
Max.
Right. Max.
Like, that sounds like a lot, but like, how many are getting played on MTGO every day?
Right. Exactly. People just need to calm down.
We all need to calm down and just have some patience. Let the format rebound. Let's see, now that people are like, oh, maybe Rakdos Scam mid-range still is a thing that could happen. And let's start game planning for it. Oh, we've game planned for it and it's worse now. Like,
yeah,
we got surprised by it in one tournament, but now it's way worse. Because like I've heard people be like, oh, there's in probability it could be better. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
in what
even
way?
even the mono black versions are like in the trash.
What are we talking about? Like, because I've actually heard the argument like, oh, there's a possibility the deck is just better. Like, you ban Fury and like the deck has like a better game plan. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
If it had a better game plan, it would have been doing the better game plan.
Yeah.
Like the pros are not playing suboptimal decks just to play suboptimal decks.
Their argument was that Hogak got better after Bridge from Below was banned, and it's like, okay, well, sure, but like also Fury is super fucking broken. Like, Fury Scam was really, really, really good.
Yeah. It's like something that's really hard to come back from.
Yeah, like I don't understand how like losing your best aggro piece and in like your ability to close out games faster, losing that makes your deck better. I don't get that thinking. I think that thinking is super flawed.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like somebody trying to come up with a talking point so that way they can keep making more content.
Or people just like to complain, and that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we beat the dead horse. It's dead. It's gone.
It's dead.
We've completely done it. Dan, anything else you want to talk about?
No. No.
All right. Well, then on the YouTube side, if you liked our content and enjoy everything that we have to say and just like our smooth, sultry voices, please go ahead and give us a like, comment, and subscribe. Dan, tell them to do what on the podcast side.
What you can do on the podcast side is subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. And if that podcast platform of choice allows reviews, send us a review there.
And with that, I will say keep calm and spike on.